I just want to speak to the value of literature, and especially in stories that young people can relate to. And that's why I support this amendment. So when I was growing up, I mentioned not having a lot of money. And so when we would go to the book fairs as elementary school students and middle school students, I actually couldn't afford to buy any of the books there. And I felt so embarrassed by that I would often buy an Eraserhead or a bookmark or something I could afford to at least not leave that scholastic book fair without something in my hand. And when I was in 8th grade, my mom was very, very sick. And I remember going to what would be my last book fair as a middle school student. And so at that time, there was a bargain bin. So I went towards this bargain bin and I found a book that was 99 cents called Girl Hearts. And it looked interesting. I got it and I read it. And the main character in this book, the girl's mom, dies. And I felt that it was really important and charismatic that I had this book in front of me that I could read it. Some might say it's inappropriate for a child to read about death. But for me, it was really, really important. And it prepared me for what would be a traumatic loss just a few months later. And so I think it's really important, members, that we not become overzealous with this. And local school districts have processes in place already. What we are doing is robbing students of information. We're robbing those that have higher reading levels and being able to obtain literature that reflects their identity, that reflects their experiences. And if we care about parents' rights, let's respect those parents in the situations where a parent wants their child to be able to have exposure to literature that reflects their identity and their family. And for kids like me, where my ability to navigate that trauma was very much reliant on access to literature about grief, literature about loss, which again, some might deem to be inappropriate. So I really support this amendment and encourage others to join me.